All right, welcome everybody. So this is Sita Nambuya, and of course we're doing this video series where we're highlighting entrepreneurs in Africa. Got a very special episode today where we're going over something that they're actually like family friends or family at this point. Like we've known each other for forever, like almost like my sisters pretty much grew up in Atlanta, and they're doing some big things out in Sierra Leone and Freetown, specifically doing Airbnb, and it's pretty much like a whole Airbnb hotel. So I'm excited. I'm gonna let them go ahead and do their own intros, and then we'll get into the interview to learn more about what they're working on.
Thanks for having us, Lisa. Okay, why not? My name is Kwanette Lewis, and I am a dental hygienist and an instructor, and we are entrepreneurs as well. And I'm Kwardel Lewis, clearly for sisters. I work in the public health field. I've been an advisor, health educator, epidemiologist, researcher, and program evaluator. And now we're also ventured into another business. Yeah.
There you go. And for the people, let's get a little more background on like your connection to Sierra Leone, and because that's our common what's tying us together is that Sierra Leone background.
Right. Yeah. Well, we are first generation US born. Our parents were both born in Sierra Leone, West Africa, as their parents, and pretty much the whole family. My parents came here after they got married. My dad was already here because he went to Tuskegee University, got a job in the States, went back to marry my mom, and she moved here and they had us. Funny story is we were actually supposed to be raised in Sierra Leone, and we lived there for a few years, but unfortunately the war broke out and the US government said, bring your kids back. So we're here.
Yeah, funny enough, like a lot of people don't even know about that because same thing happened with me. I was born in Atlanta. We moved back to Sierra Leone because of the Civil War. We ended up moving back. And it's crazy. We have a whole generation of people that like that's literally why they grew up in the
Yeah,
US.
yeah, the plan was to come during high school. Yeah, so we would have had that background.
Mm, okay. Now, tell me more about what you guys are doing as it pertains to real estate and Airbnb in Sierra Leone, because I know a lot of people are interested in doing business in Africa and specifically in Sierra Leone, and Airbnb is something I've been hearing a lot about. So let me know like what you guys are doing.
Well, we actually have it's really like a boutique hotel, like you kind of mentioned earlier. I think it's easier for people to understand overseas, like Airbnb, where we say Airbnb, because you can pretty much find it online, rent it, the rooms, so forth. But for the most part, it's like a boutique hotel. And we are pretty blessed because our grandparents on my father's side, Grandpa Sam and Nana. People know him as Boy Sam and Doe. They were very like in tune as far as like land and property, etc. So they built their family home on one of their properties where my dad and grew up and my uncle, etc. And we took that property and pretty much turned it into like a boutique hotel.
Nice. And you gotta elaborate on that history because I don't think people realize who we're talking to. This is like, Sierra Leone royalty and like, let's talk about some things. No, I know y'all like y'all humble and all that, but I'm a
Yeah,
let y'all talk about that so people know.
yeah. So our great great father, yeah, he is Sir Samuel Lewis. He was the first mayor of Freetown and the first West African who was knighted by the Queen of England. So sometimes, you'll drive around Aberdeen area, you might see Sir Samuel Lewis Street. So that is our great grandfather. Three greats, yeah. But there's a little bit of history there. He known for just making that impact on Freetown after we got, well, not after we got our independence, but while we're still colonized. Yeah. We're still trying to build up our government, and luckily he was one of the
forefront in the fights.
Nice. Yeah, and their brother, he's unable to join today. He's also a good brother, Kappa Alpha Psi, so we got to shout that out. But he is actually Samuel Lewis the fourth.
Fourth, yes.
Samuel Lewis. So they're passing down that name and that legacy, and they're doing their part to uphold that whole family legacy and tradition of being impactful in Sierra Leone. Now, let's talk about the actual logistics because running a business, running a hotel can be difficult anywhere. But you guys are doing it in, a country that has its own issues, and you're doing it while you guys are still based here in Atlanta. So we got to talk about, how you guys are able to do that. So like, what got you started in doing the hotel? So I know you guys had the property that that was passed down, but how did you guys turn that and get into that boutique hotel business?
So yeah, so like kind of going back with this is family home pretty much. And what happened was we realized like how things were done while my grandparents were alive was you pay rent for like maybe the year or 6 months out. And it's kind of tough. Like you have, I beg potting kind of behavior. I can't do this right now, or you just don't get paid for a while, or like unfortunately, people don't tend to take the best care of property that's not theirs. So we were running into a lot of those like issues. And my dad realized that this would be difficult to pass on to us and for us to deal with. And it wasn't very profitable. Mm-hmm. So we looked at like modern terms and like what people are doing now and came up with the conclusion of like Airbnb. And so again, to make it work with renting or having guests come and stay, we had to do a lot of construction. So we had the foundation of the property, but we had to break things down and add more square footage to accommodate, because like each room has its own kitchenette and bathroom,
mini dining area. Mm-hmm. So yeah, like she was saying, we took what was apartment styles, broke it down, and turned them into mini Airbnbs. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. So did you guys have to like physically be present to do those renovations? Like were you actually there or did you manage that overseas?
My dad did a lot of the managing and he would be there on and off. So like for some time he would go out, stay for some months, and then a lot of it was done like through communication, videos. He's very, very big on videos. Yeah. So
send me videos. Send
me pictures, please.
Yeah.
So through that, and it did have its difficulties. It is hard to build something and you have like a view or like an image, a vision for what you're trying to move forward with, and have others like see that same view miles and miles away, oceans away. So.
Yeah.
It was big on him trusting his contractor. Contractor who he trusts, he's seen his work, and he was like, okay, I think I trust you to see what I'm trying to say. And also having other members, some family members, going there and checking on things, going to check on materials, send him, like Kwanette said, sending pictures and videos before they got the okay to install things or to change things out.
Okay. Now you said a couple things I need to unpack because that's pretty big because you hear all the time, like pretty much everybody that's in the US or is abroad that has land, like everybody's trying to build a house or build something, do some type of renovation or construction project. And everybody pretty much across the board has a tough time doing it. Whether it's like family or contractors, like it's very hard to find people that you can trust and make sure the work gets done. Salomon can say it and then go watch you face. Like that means for people who don't know, that means they're gonna take you for a ride. Like you will get got putting your money into a project only to have it cost way more than it needs to be or the project not get done at all. So first of all, commend you. I want to commend you guys on being able to get that done But want to just learn more about how do you cultivate that trust and hold people accountable. Like I know you said there's some videos, you got some family members, but how do you even find the family members that you can trust and finding contractors that can do good work?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And we actually talked to our dad. He talks to us about this all the time, treating people good. So my dad, he'll go a little extra mile if he knows they just finished like a big project. He'll throw like a mini party. Like Kwanette went to oversee a lot of the work a couple of years ago, and she has that vision of um, interior design, things like that. So while she was there, my dad made sure to have like a big party because they did set up a lot of the things while she was there. So it's a thank you gesture. There's a time in Salon where rice was hard to get. I think the price of rice had gone up. So he made sure that he gave them each bags of rice to take home for their families. So it's not bribing, but just showing that I see the work that you've done. I appreciate you. So here, this is just something extra because they're getting paid, but here's something extra for you to take care of your family because I care about you on a personal level outside of what you can do for me. So showing that appreciation, that love has gone a long way to where they like I've been on, they call daddy boss man. So, they say, hey, chief don't come, boss man don't come. So everyone rushes to make sure he's good. If my dad needs something, everyone's running around to figure out how to make it happen for him because they know what him and even my mom, I'll say they're a group that, they're union. So both of them have done to help them out. So it gives them, everyone's gonna, everyone takes a little off the top. It's expected, not so long, but they make sure that they try to be as fair as possible.
And I think that's key. Like he's fair and he's like not greedy. Like there's enough to go around. And I think when you have that understanding of knowing, I'll still be okay. It doesn't hurt to give a little bit more or like help out even on like slow seasons. Okay. Where I'm not having heavy guests come in at this time, but I'm still going to make sure you're taken care of, etc. When you see that and know that you don't necessarily always get that elsewhere, I think it helps with your loyalty with the business, etc.
No,
And
that's oh, go ahead.
sorry, I just want to say, especially like our contractor, he sees us as his sisters now.
Yeah.
So our contractor, my dad gives a lot of responsibilities to him. So he definitely makes sure that everyone that he brings in, subcontractors that may be dealing with pipes or the water or the irons, the doors, he makes sure that they're being fair to my dad as well.
Yeah.
And they're doing good work.
No, that's a great point. I think one is being fair, and then two is like rewarding people and providing the benefit because it's like when you have these extra benefits. I know personally, we all know like you work for a company. Sometimes you may leave or be interested in leaving because of the paycheck, but the benefits can be hard to replace. So it's
Yeah.
like you're adding all these things to where it's like, all right, I want to maintain this relationship, at least from the employee's perspective. I want to maintain this relationship because even though I can finesse and I can, do well today, I don't want to ruin this relationship because of all these added benefits that I can eat from for a very long time. And then I think, of course, with having family you can trust, they can go and check on things and always sending video and then like him being present, going periodically, I think a lot of that can be helpful in just keeping them on the straight and narrow. Okay.
Yeah, I would want to say I don't think that this could have been done if at some point he didn't go home and check, or I didn't go, or Scooby didn't go. You have to be on ground at some point, but because it's just difficult for your vision to like
Mhm.
come through when you're not there, like at all. So I will stress that.
No, that's true. Because to be fair, to be honest, my dad, he doesn't like to skimp on money. He's like he want if it's gonna be done, he wants it to be done right. And if it means it's gonna cost a little extra, let's do it. But the mindset of a lot of people in Sierra Leone, they want to save money, save, save, save. They want to help you save money because they do care about him. So even my aunt, who's my dad's cousin, his first cousin actually, they grew up together. She sees him as her brother. So she wants to make sure he's always saving money. the contractor wants to make sure he's always saving money. So there's certain quality of things that they'll buy my dad doesn't want, so he has to make sure he goes there. So he's going to the shops, choosing the things, and they see what he chooses, and then they can base future decisions off of his previous choices. Yeah, because he was there.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. And did want to ask, how do you guys actually pay your employees, and how does the guests pay you? How do you guys pay? Because I know that can be a huge issue. Quick story: we have a friend. He does real estate in Sierra Leone, owns like a hotel. He told us a story when we were there where he had a property manager that received the payment. He has like longer term stays, so he had somebody that was coming in and staying for like a year, and that person paid for that year like up front in cash. The property manager got that payment and they have not seen him since. Like he's been gone.
Yeah.
And so I want to know, like, how do you guys, because he's had other issues that made him not want to pay in other ways. So I want to know how you guys just transacting funds with everybody on the ground.
I think what is that app? There's an app. So each individuals for the most part will get paid on their own. So we discuss salary and then we just send it to them. When
And we have our in-house accountant.
Yeah.
Who would be in charge of monthly paychecks. He will give everyone their paycheck. He has a spreadsheet, checks them off. They sign for the paycheck. They're paid.
And he is family, so I mean,
Yeah,
he's not really running off anywhere.
Yeah.
So that's a thing too. Like it's someone that we trust, and he has a background in this, so
yeah.
we haven't had to really experience that.
Gotcha.
I was starting off how the renters paid. I think it was, very much Zelle. They would sell it to my dad or sell it to my mom, and that'll be the payment.
They're not going for that.
Recently, we started doing PayPal payments now. So you get an invoice via PayPal, and then you'll pay through PayPal. Because just to make sure all the money is accounted for in a physical document, and it's all in one place. There's no miscommunication. A lot of people do want to pay once they get there in cash. And we try not to do that because we want to make sure all the money's in an account so that all funding is taken from that account.
Yeah. It's just easier.
Yeah. These are the learning things that we've been learning, and my dad's been learning and building on. Because before, we're just like, yeah, okay, we know you, we trust you. There's a lot of people that he's met or friends of people that he knows, and he trusts them to come that day and then come a payment, or they may pay ahead and just send him a personal Zelle. Yeah.
Gotcha. So as far as like employees, you have your accountant, so you pay the accountant through like what, Wire or was it RIA or anything like that, Western Union?
That's what I was trying to
Yeah,
remember.
okay, so you send it through RIA and then the accountant divvies up all the funds for everybody. And then you guys have a way of tracking the books to make sure that everybody is all the money is accounted for.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. No, that's good because that's a huge barrier that people have to deal with because you can't. Sierra Leone is not a country where it's like, all right, I can usually just pay this person, hey, and hey, give them that money, and it's gonna end up there. Like a lot of times, it's like you want to make sure you pay somebody directly, like because along the way it might not make it, or all of it won't make it.
Yeah.
It's a family that you can trust, and they have a track record. So it's like you built that trust over time to where you don't have any issues sending them all of the money, and then they divvy it up as needed.
And everybody, I think another thing just to add to that, everyone has access to myself, my sister, my dad. Like, so you're knowing what your salary is. You're knowing what you should be getting paid. So if anything was to not happen the way that is said, you have direct access to us too. It's not like a thing where someone could even, not to say that we have someone that would do that, but I think it makes it more difficult for someone to try to skim somebody else, knowing like you have access to the individuals who are paying your checks,
Right.
directly. So
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, now I do want to make sure that we actually do a overview of like what is at the property, like how many rooms. I know you got multiple buildings, and we'll work in like the footage and everything. But can you just give me an overview of what the property is?
yeah. Okay, so we have 3 buildings. Harare House, Tuskegee House, and San Fernando House. Side note,
They were all named after, I wasn't even just gonna say it, but all the buildings are named after places that our grandfather has visited, and worked in. He also was a health professional, public health professional. He did mostly maternal health, HIV education, all throughout Africa. And he's also come to the United States as well. He did his studies in Tuskegee and in California. So he was well traveled, and he wanted that to show in his property, and it was a nice little touch.
so
Right.
we obviously have kept the names. So again, yeah, Harare, Tuskegee, and San Fernando. Now in Harare, you have an upstairs and downstairs. They each have 3 rooms, upstairs and downstairs, with a bathroom. And
Each one.
yes, each room has a bathroom, but they share a living area. Even though each one also has their own kitchenette as well. So kitchenette and bathroom. Now, Tuskegee has 4, and 2 of them are lofts. So it has like an upstairs and a downstairs. And a living area. It again has its own kitchen and bathroom as well. The loft 2 has a shower downstairs with a bathroom and a toilet upstairs. Loft 1 or 4 rather, it has a private entry to the back where you can look outside, go outside if you wanted to. And then we have the first 2 rooms that have its own kitchen, again, kitchenette and bathroom, but it's not a loft. It's just everything flat floor. And each building has its own common area where you can just sit, the TV, etc., and lounge. Then we have San Fernando, which it also has an upstairs and downstairs, but upstairs is the family home. That's where they live. So we don't rent that out. Downstairs, we have 4 bedrooms, and each one has its own shower and bathroom, but this is the only home that shares a kitchen. So the kitchen is pretty grand. It has a Wi-Fi work area. It has its own balcony, and it has its own living area. Obviously, each room has smart TV. Every room has access to Wi-Fi and internet. We have 24-hour security, places for you to park. There's a bar downstairs. We have a main kitchen, what do we call it?
The Ogre House.
The Ogre House, and that is for those heavy cooking. So please don't use it. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You can make pastas and okra soup, all team.
Yes.
Yeah. Make them outside.
Okay. We set it up for you. Inside, the light cooking you can do. So we have that for them as well. And you also have a bathroom in the lower area with the bar, etc.
Got you. All right, appreciate that overview. We gotta get that footage. One thing I really liked about, or that I remember when I was looking through the footage yesterday, the where you have like the different patterns over like the bar, that table, like that was a very nice touch. Like I really liked that. Yeah.
Yeah. All
We
the
got
different fabrics.
Yeah, the fabrics.
Yeah. Definitely want to tie in, even though we try to make most things modern, we do still want to have our ties to salon and to just Africa in general. Just, a little reminder. It's like, yeah, it's really modern, but don't forget, you're in Sierra Leone.
Yeah.
Here's a touch of it. You can go out, explore, and see more.
And our culture can be chic as well. So,
Yes.
All right. Now, you guys are all over here, so let's talk about what kind of team you have on the ground to actually make this vision work.
Yeah, so we actually do have a lot of hands-on members in our team. It's very necessary, when
Yeah.
running Airbnb, hotel, any property, you need to have people there that you trust. So first of all, I'll say all of them are trustworthy. That's one thing that we've learned. They go the extra mile. We have because it is an Airbnb property, long-term, short-term rental style, we do have people who are there to make sure that people are comfortable. So we have our housekeeping. We have 2 employees for housekeeping who are doing like daily light cleanings, changing sheets for the renters, helping clean anything that needs to be cleaned, laundry if needed. Yeah, we also offer laundry for a fee, a small fee, but a fee, and they do the laundry for anything that you need them to wash up. They'll do it for you. We have a washer dryer. There's washer and dryer.
Yeah, but well, really the washer.
Just the washer right now, yeah. So it makes the laundry easier. We have 24-hour security, so that is contracted out. But we have 2 security guards, one in the morning and one in the evening and the nights, who stay there all day. Those people as well have become very trustworthy members of our team. Is sometimes we forget that they are subcontractors, that they're not specific employees because of how they treat us. We also need to make sure that we have our contractor on hand. Samuel, his name is Samuel as well. He's our contractor from day one. He makes sure that if there's anything big that happens, he's there at the property figuring out what's going on. And he determines if we need to bring out a subcontractor. Sometimes the doors get stuck and they need to be fixed, or if there's something wrong with the plumbing, we have our subcontractor for that. Usually we try to stay with the same people who are as our subcontractors, and they're usually the ones who were there while we were rebuilding and restructuring the foundation. So they understood how it was built and they're able to move forward on that end. And we did have a property manager. However, we're like currently in the process of transitioning to a new property manager who would be there while the guests are there, because you want to make sure that even if it's at 3 a.m. in the morning and the guest has an issue, somebody's there to troubleshoot and see what's going on and try to fix it at that point, and then to make decisions on what the next steps will be. So having a property manager is very important. They're knowledgeable about all the ins and outs of the properties, the guests. They're hospitable, kind, and honestly, all your employees or subcontractors have to be kind and trustworthy and hospitable, because they may or may not be in contact with the guests at one point or another. And as we know, experience is everything. You want to make sure that the guest is having a great experience, even if something has gone wrong, so that they don't have a negative viewpoint on our business.
That makes sense. And how do you go about finding all of these different people?
It was recommendation, to be honest. Like I said,
Yeah.
a lot of them did start off when we were doing our initial foundation construction. Yeah, I don't know why I couldn't think of the word construction. Samuel, like contractor, he's the one who really did help us find a lot of the subcontractors, people that he's worked with in the past, because Samuel has helped build a lot of homes. He's been the main contractor on a lot of other projects with people, and he does great work. So he knows other people who are able to do those good work as well, who are trustworthy in his opinion. So through him, we've met people. Honestly, some family friends. Yeah, family friends. They they have friends, and they recommended people. We've gotten to know them. My dad has gotten to know them, and then he's like, oh, okay, I trust these people.
Not everybody has stayed, so it's like, you know, you kind of feel the vibe and
Mhm.
understand like if you feel like you can trust these individuals or if they're actually putting in the work or they care, not
Right.
only when they're in front of you but when we're away as
Mhm.
well. So through that we've narrowed it down to the group that we've had. It's
Mhm.
trial and error, but I think
Yeah.
we again are blessed, and one of the things that I think help is how fair and giving our parents are. So these people want to be around. They want to stay. They want to do
Yeah.
right. You know.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. No, that's the biggest thing. Like your business is no more than there's nothing more than the people that's actually operating it. So it's
Right.
like you gotta make sure that you have some A players that are on the ground because like you said, that's gonna really drive the whole customer experience. And if your customers have a negative experience, you can't continue to run and grow your business. So
Exactly.
every single touch point from somebody in your organization has to provide value to everybody that's a customer of your business. So it's great that you guys have that and we're able to build that. And it seems like referrals, like in most businesses, referrals are the best way to really find good people. If you have somebody that's good and you can trust them, then their opinion can help you vet somebody out because people, talk a good game in the interview. Everybody can sound good,
Okay.
but you have somebody that you've known this person for years, and then
Yeah.
that person has known them for years, and they can speak to their character. That goes a long way of finding people that will really work for you.
yeah.
Now, when you were getting started, did it take like a lot of capital to get started? Like I know you guys already had the property, but you had to do some construction. So what did that look like? Was it like you had to get debt, you had to, sell refinance the house? Like how'd you guys do that?
Luckily, no.
But yeah.
But a lot of capital, yes, yes. Mm,
Yeah, so luckily, everyone's working here. My parents, their business is doing really well. So at that time, my dad was able to, put a lot of money into Sierra Leone,
we
into
were
the
all
project.
able to really
Yeah.
like chip in.
Chip in, help out with the construction back home. And the good thing is, like, once you transfer the dollar to Leone's, the dollar does go a long way. So that does help with us. Not saying to don't exploit it, but
Yeah.
it does help out with that process. And so when you're sending money back home for the materials, the construction, paychecks, it's able to go a long way.
But these
However,
are expensive
things
back
are
home.
expensive. Like, don't think, going back home, it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna build a house, it's gonna be so cheap. If you want it done right, you still need to spend money.
Yeah.
Even, there's certain things like here, we see things here. So there are a lot of the things you'll see in the room that was bought here in the States, and we shipped it over to Sierra Leone. So think about the cost of buying things here with the US dollar, um, and then the cost of shipping it over. Luckily, we have relationships with people who do ship items over.
Yeah.
So relationship goes a long way, but you still have to put in money for that. And luckily, we were able to use our paychecks to help supplement those costs.
Yeah.
Yes,
So luckily, again, we didn't have to take out a loan, but it was high capital. We for not only like filling the house up with furniture, but we also have a taste. And so that comes at a
you can
higher
say y'all
cost.
bougie. There's nothing wrong with that. You can say y'all bougie just a little bit,
We're
but
so classy,
but you got
But
bougie clientele, so
We know who our clientele are, like
yeah.
Tita Dambuya.
Okay.
We know
oh
they expect the
damn,
best of the
And
best.
he only wants the best.
So
can't argue with that.
Okay.
yeah.
So we had to we knew that certain things that we went out to look for was gonna be on the higher end for that. So those kind of things, but we also wanted to be different. We wanted to be different than what people are seeing back home already. So that was something that I think added to it, but I think it made it worth it in the end. And there's still construction and work that we're wanting to do to expand. So
Do you know maybe it doesn't have to be anything near as that, but like general ballpark about like how much it took to get started or how much you guys have put into it?
Easily over 100, 200,000,
Yeah.
easily over.
Easily over 100, yeah.
And we again had the foundation, but sometimes I don't know. I don't know if it maybe would be a little easier having nothing and starting ground up. That could be a thought. But yeah,
because we did have to do a lot of rewiring for the electricity,
plumbing,
changing plumbing, everything,
leveling ground.
You know, you start to see cracks in the foundation, so then you have to fix those things, and
Y'all
it's
it's
real
a
deal
game.
developers. I
Huh?
love it. Y'all real deal developers. I love it.
we tried. We learned, we picked up on it. You know, I
Yeah.
know you're the master,
Okay.
but we picked up a little things. I'm trying to impress you.
That's cool. But even with all that, you put in a lot of money, you put in a lot of work. You say just the way things are going now is well worth it. Just with the revenue the property's making, you feel really good about the investment.
Oh yeah, we feel this is definitely going to be a generational
And that, yes,
business. We're making sure that in every will and paperwork, this property will not be sold. First of all, it's our grandparents' legacy, so it's like, okay, this is going to be our future's legacy as well.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure that it continues to generate money. So you know that's why our dads make sure he brings us into it. He sent Kwanette back home to have her hands on the ground so she can make sure things are done right. She see how things function, you know, when we're not usually there. Because there were actually guests that were staying while she was back home and they're working on the other buildings. And she was able to give her input on how things should be run and how our housekeeping should work and our property manager, things like that. Yeah.
And that's good. And that's one thing, and that not just like in Africa, whatever, but like in the Black community in general, we don't have enough family businesses. We don't have enough. My dad is doing this thing and is running this business.
Yeah.
I get involved, and my kids will get involved. Everybody, we all have this weird mindset. I think it was kind of pushed on us of being like self-made, and it's like
Yeah.
own thing, and I got to get it out the mud. I got to,
Okay.
it's like we miss out on so much growth because the relationships your dad built, you now can leverage, and then your
Exactly.
kids will be able to leverage, and the knowledge that you're able to build. It's like every generation's exponential growth is not linear, but we're not taking advantage of that enough as a community. But you guys are doing just that. So no,
And I'm hoping that more, and you'll be surprised. Like, I think that is a very factual statement, but like when we communicate and with our other peers, like that are Sierra Leone, I think that we're understanding that now, and we're trying to do better for the future. So I definitely think there's hope, and I hope that if this inspires more Sierra Leoneans or African Americans in general to like look and see the value in generational wealth and building that. I mean, we're for it.
yeah, no, that's real dope. Now, with everything that you guys have spent and put into it, and it's working very well, would you prefer having this business overseas versus like doing an Airbnb here in the US, like in Metro Atlanta or another market that may be better?
Great question. I think that obviously it would be easier to have it in the US for the simple fact that we're here like 98% of the time.
Mm,
Being a business like Airbnb, boutique hotel is something that I think you want to be hands on.
yeah,
Nobody sees your vision like you see your vision, right? Um, there's certain things with hospitality from here, the US, compared to African countries. Unfortunately, I think that smile, like something as simple as smiling consistently, like we hold a higher standards overseas in the US. So when we're targeting a lot of individuals that are coming from the US, so I think that it becomes difficult to try to always explain exactly where we're coming from and why we're coming from what we're coming from when you don't live here, right? And so those little cultural differences, I think you wouldn't have to worry about if we were doing everything in the United States. It's just like little things will just help it run. I mean, our staff, I will commend them. I think they listen, hear us when we're saying things and work really hard to improve. So, I mean, again, we're pretty blessed and thankful for that. But there are a lot of cultural differences that I think makes running an Airbnb overseas difficult.
Gotcha.
I
Okay.
will I will say, sorry, just to
Oh,
tag on
yeah.
to that. I think it will be easier here, but I like that it is in Sierra Leone because the market isn't as saturated as it is here, especially in Atlanta. We know everybody has, everyone comes to Atlanta. So having Airbnb in Atlanta is very common because you think, okay, people need a place to stay. But I think with our property back home, because it's so different, so eclectic, it stands out a lot more. And that's one thing I like about having our Airbnb over there because our ideas and our visions are so different to that culture, to that, well, let me not say culture, but to that community.
Yeah.
And when we showcase it, it just stands out more.
No,
That's
that's a good point. Atlanta is saturated. Everybody, you go around the block, like there's an Airbnb everywhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely like an emerging market where you can go in and just there's not as much competition, so you can set yourself apart and really do well in the business. Yeah.
yeah. But also, and then it also helps you set a standard, for
Mm.
others who are coming into that business back home. It's like, okay, don't just throw anything together and just expect anyone to stay there. Do
Mhm.
it right, and then people will come.
Yeah. No, that's good. You gotta shift the mindset of the community and people will start to follow because now you're raising the bar and then that becomes
Yes.
what's expected.
Mhm.
I love that. Now, three more questions and then we'll be able to wrap up.
Okay.
So uh what's one thing that you wish you would have known before you guys got started?
Ugh. Uh, so okay, so we love Salon, but the lights, the lights issue.
Yeah.
Every time you turn around, you hear, "Oh, lights don't on," or "Light don't come."
Yeah.
It's a thing. So when you have an Airbnb, you want to make sure your guests are comfortable 24/7. So my dad bought a generator
Mm,
thinking, okay, we have all these rooms, people have TVs, air conditioning. There's air conditioning in every room.
Yeah.
There's air conditioning. They have the refrigerators in each room. There's the stove, all these things that need electricity. So he bought a big generator. And with a big generator, it takes a lot of diesel. And diesel costs more in Sierra Leone than, regular petrol. But after all of us staying there, last year, he realized that he didn't really need that big of a generator. So he didn't have to pay as much, put as much capital into that investment, whereas that money could have gone somewhere else.
mm,
So we knew what we knew now. We would have been able to put that money in somewhere else, on a smaller generator that does the same work and takes less diesel.
yeah.
Because
And we have two generators to be fair. We have a smaller and a larger one because we have 13 rooms in total and all of the things that Quadell just stated that needs electricity. But another cost that comes in, we also was taking care of top up. So you're taking care of top up, then light is not there. And now you're needing to spend more money for like diesel. So it's like it's a cost that's hard to regulate. So yeah, understanding that a little bit more would have been very helpful.
yeah.
Gotcha. And that goes into the very next question, like what are the primary challenges of the business and what could somebody come in and create a product or service that will help make you guys' business run smoother or more efficiently?
So yeah, I guess like our understanding or how we know we would solve that is moving or looking into maybe a generator that's still equipped to handle our property, but would cost more diesel. I mean, less diesel to do so. Um, to make it easier, let me think. Like we offer a lot of services. So like we offer breakfast. I would think like just making that like run smoother. But we have an individual Samuel. All
It's
right.
like another Samuel. So this is another Samuel. Samuel's a very common name.
But he takes care of breakfast. So that was a service and that wasn't from the very beginning. So that's a service that we did add on later, but we thought would help with improving the stay of the business. I'm trying to think if there's something else. I think.
Oh, I would say the negotiating.
Oh yes.
Negotiating the prices. You know, our people, everyone likes to talk price. Let's talk price. Whereas if we went to the Hilton has a set price.
Yeah.
You don't go into the Hilton and ask them, well, what can you do for me? How can we negotiate? And that's one thing. It's like, oh, why do we have to negotiate everything?
Everything.
We said, usually businesses set a fair price, and that's what we wanted to do at first. But now, a lot of people, they want to, negotiate the price down.
And the crazy thing, not to cut you off, but the crazy thing is they will come and see the property, love the property. Nothing like this. This is amazing. Like speak so highly, we're gonna send, but then still want to somehow negotiate. But I think the service or the plan for that would be remove ourselves out of it. So we will direct you to a site, whether it is booking.com, Airbnb, or our website personally. We will create one, direct you there. That will be how we handle the fee. So then you don't really have access to us to even try to negotiate. I think that would be something, would be like how we solve that.
I think that's like one of the curses of dealing with your own people, because I feel like that, there's a lot of Lebanese doing business in Sierra Leone, a lot of Lebanese, Chinese. I feel like the Sierra Leone is not going to go to the Lebanese and ask for a discount. It's like the same thing that happens here. You got, Chinese people, Indians, whatever, they get own convenience stores. They know black people in the hood not gonna go to them and be like, this too much, this too much. But the other person that look like you that's selling that service, like, I need the family discount, I need the home. Like that's one of the challenges, but I can definitely understand that. But no, I think that's about everything that I wanted to discuss. Once again, I appreciate you guys for taking your time out to discuss and tell us more about your business. I love everything that you're doing, and hopefully you got some value out of this, and we'll be able to drive more people to your business and your hotel.
We appreciate it. We appreciate what you're doing for Africa, Sierra Leone, etc. So
highlighting the positives. There's so much of the negatives that's shown, especially here in Western communities. So you're highlighting there are good things going on. There are good businesses going on. There are reasons why you should go visit African countries.
Yeah, people gotta see the real. They gotta see the real, not just, what's pushed into us via the media. We gotta be able to see for ourselves. So how would somebody who watches this, how would they get in touch? How would they book, find out more about your business and you guys?
So we're on booking.com and Airbnb, but you can send an email to lewisvilleguest5@gmail.com. That's LEWISVILLEGUEST5@gmail.com. Or you can call 404-271-7386 and ask for Lewisville Boutique, and you'll get a estimate. You can send a text message or through WhatsApp, preferably, and you'll get tell them about your details, when you want to stay, how many days, if you need a driver, because we also offer driver services for a fee as well, because we know you have to get off the ferry to get to where you need to go, or off the sea coach. So we provide those services as well to make the transition as easy for you as possible. So reach out to us anyway, and we will help your stay be great.
Yep. And we'll get all of that information and content information and make sure we add that in the description, comments, and all of that. All right.
Thank you.
Till next time.
Till next time.
Did y'all do that?
We do everything the same way. You would think we're twins.
Okay, it's great.
Spend too much time together.
There you go. All right. Get y'all food.
You know when you're ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so we got one of the rooms in the Tuskegee house. You got this lovely bed.
Ooh, so nice.
Yes. I'll show you to the kitchen first.
Oh, so the room comes.
Please watch your step.
Oh, it got a
Watch your step.
kitchen in the room.
We have a kitchen, a
That's
stove,
crazy.
a oven, a microwave.
A microwave. Ooh.
Let's go to the bathroom. This is the bathroom.
Oh, so is this how all the rooms are set up?
For the most part, yes. The luxury experience.
Luxury.
We have a sink that's not inside
this is
this room.
fancy.
Yes,
This some
yes, yes.
HGTV type
Each
shit
room,
right here.
we got the two showers.
Has its own refrigerator, kitchen, sink, bathroom, all in the same room.
Okay.
Okay, so this is room 2.
This is the Tuskegee house.
Tuskegee
The
house.
Tuskegee has a football team, a basketball team, a baseball team, but y'all aren't playing any games with the house.
Get this man out of here. Get this man out of here.
I'm too sober.
We can fix that too.
Where's the tequila?
We can fix that too. Where's my grandpa went to Tuskegee?
I know.
Oh, okay.
All of y'all went to Tuskegee.
Except this
Well, not all of y'all.
this traitor right here went to UGA.
I went to UJ before he went to Georgia Tech. So you're the traitor.
You're the traitor. Yes, the real traitor.
You can't grab my phone. I'm the cameraman. I'm the cameraman. I'm the host. I'm the producer of this here.
Another bathroom and another kitchen.
Same thing.
They all got a kitchen and a
Okay.
Vámonos.
By my nose.
And usually it has the TV in here, but they removed it to do some upgrades to it.
Let me go turn the lights off.
Wow.
But
Oh.
The guy sees both rooms, he's gonna go to the cheaper one. If a woman sees both rooms, she's gonna pick this room.
Light. But this is room 2.
With the Seagrams, does that come with it?
Not quite.
Oh, with a mirror. Okay. You got the mirror wardrobe. How's it? Check the drip though. Check the drip. Toes out. Look at that.
did Eddie know that the white boys were in here? Oh, sorry.
This is the owner's suite. So it's just bigger when you see it.
You got a walk.
What's this?
Yeah, that's the bathroom inside here. I love the shower. Yeah.
That is a big ass shower. You got some. Never mind.
Yeah, you good. Now get out.